Hello and welcome to Home with Sarah Jane. In today's video, I am sharing what we are going to be using to celebrate Valentine's Day in our homeschool. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Sarah and I'm a homeschooling mom to two girls, ages 11 and 15. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I do really appreciate you. So I almost forgot how old my oldest is. She just turned 15. So I have to, adjust. I have to adjust to saying 15 now. But today I'm going to be talking about the resources and books and the little mini unit study that I'm going to be using in our homeschool to celebrate Valentine's Day this year. Now, Valentine's Day is on a Wednesday this year, and I kind of think that works out perfectly for what I picked out. We will be pretty much doing a little Valentine's Day mini unit study for about 3 days, so a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I'm really excited with what I was able to find this year. So let's take a look at some of the books that I'm going to be reading to my kids, and I will also go into what I'm going to be doing with my daughter Lydia for her science to kind of incorporate a little bit more of that Valentine's Day feeling, and also the little mini unit that I decided to go ahead and purchase to add into my youngest daughter's day as well. But let's start with the picture books. Now, the first picture book that I'm going to be reading is called Valentine Mice. Now, this is a really sweet little story about 4 little mice that are out having fun delivering Valentines to their forest friends, but then they discover that the littlest mouse is missing, and they have to set out on a search that ends up with a happy Valentine's Day reunion. It is a really fun book. It has a lot of rhyming. It's very easy to read. This is a really nice Valentine's Day book for a young child. We love reading children's books and picture books, so that's why I am still reading this to my kids even though they are in middle school and high school. These are just a lot of fun, and this one is just a really sweet book. Now, the next one that I'm going to be reading is actually not really my favorite. My kids really love these books, but I don't really care for them. This is There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Rose. I have so many of these books because my kids enjoy them so much, but to me, I pretty much just like the classic. There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Fly. That's pretty much where it kind of stops for me, is that kind of classic original one. But my kids really, really enjoy all the different themes. This one is specific to Valentine's Day. She swallows a rose and some lace, some glitter, some candy, a jewel. I think she swallows some hearts, and then out pops a happy Valentine's Day card at the end. So again, this is it's a fun, silly story. My kids still really enjoy these, and we have one for every single holiday. Now, the next book that I'm going to be reading to my kids is called Somebody Loves You, Mr. Hatch. So this one is about how on one wintry day, a postman delivers a mysterious package with a big pink bow to a lonely man named Mr. Hatch. After some time, Mr. Hatch discovers just who his secret admirer is, and in doing so, enjoys the biggest surprise of his life. So this is a really sweet story. My kids really enjoy it as well, and it has become one of our favorites that we read during Valentine's Day. Okay, so the last picture book that I'm going to be reading for Valentine's Day to my girls is Cranberry Valentine. Now, if you're familiar with the Cranberry series, there's also a Cranberry Thanksgiving, Cranberry Christmas, and Cranberry Halloween. I just recently found out about Cranberry Valentine, and I really wanted to add it to our collection because we just really enjoy these little cranberry stories. I think they're so sweet about, a grandmother and her granddaughter and Mr. Whiskers, and we love the illustrations in these books as well. So in Cranberry Valentine, it all starts on a gray February day in Cranberryport when Mr. Whiskers admits to Maggie and grandmother that he has never ever received a Valentine. Then, 2 days later, a big lacy Valentine arrives for him, full of Cupid's lovebirds' hearts and flowers. The next day, 3 more fancy Valentines arrive for Mr. Whiskers, and he begins to get worried. Then 2 more Valentines arrive, and Mr. Whiskers is terrified. Should he hide or leave town? So this is just a really sweet story. And what I love about these cranberry books is that they all include some kind of recipe. So in Cranberry Valentine, you get a recipe for a cranberry upside down cake. I love when books incorporate
recipes and food and things like that, especially when the stories are so sweet and silly like this one.
But again, this is one of the newer books that we've added to our collection, so I think this is only going to be the second time that we're reading this story, but I know that we will enjoy it because, again, we just really, really love the Cranberry series. Now, when it comes to actual curriculum, Bella will continue to do her regular curriculum as normal. And Lydia, we are going to be doing just a little mini unit that's only 3 days long. And we will theme her science unit to Valentine's Day as well. So for science, we decided to use, no surprise here, Add the Wonder Nature curriculum. We're using their Odd Couples. So we decided to go ahead and purchase this one. This is pretty much about symbiosis and symbiotic relationships between animals and things. And we just thought that that would be a perfect fit for around Valentine's Day because it's how these, you know, couples, I guess you can say, kind of work together and live side by side. So they go over symbiosis. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. I'm sorry. They go over symbiosis and mutualism in the tropical rainforest, mutualism in the ocean and sea, mutualism in the grasslands, mutualism in the tundra, mutualism in the taiga, mutualism in the desert, and mutualism in the garden. So again, this does go over a whole bunch of different types of relationships between, you know, different creatures and things like that. There's some geography incorporated into it. But as you can see, like there's like odd couples where it's like a capuchin monkey and flowering trees and how they work side by side to help each other. There's geography in here where they're mapping certain oceans and seas. I mean, there is a lot of great information in here. There's shrimp and the goby fish. I mean, there's just, this one just looks like a lot of fun. My daughter Lydia is really looking forward to doing this little unit study for science. And again, these are only about 2 weeks long. There's only 8 lessons in here, so it won't take long. This will actually even take longer than her actual Valentine's Day unit study, but I know that she will really enjoy completing this one because she's been really loving Add the Wonders Nature curriculum that we've been using just for the first time this school year. So it was a fun little find for her. The last resource that I plan on using with my girls is the brand new Valentine's Day mini unit from Gather Round Homeschool. Now, I was really excited to see that they came out with a mini unit for Valentine's Day because I was already planning on putting some kind of mini unit together, but now I don't have to because they just released this one. And I feel like it's the perfect amount of time. It's only 3 lessons long. And it goes over lesson 1, which is the history of Valentine's Day, lesson 2, Valentine's Day traditions, and lesson 3, if you have not love. Now, in this unit study, it looks really fun and interesting. I feel like it's just enough information. They do have 3 different levels to choose from. I actually purchased level 2 and level 3. I'm not going to make Bella sit in on this unit study if she does not want to. She will have the choice to do this with us or not. Sometimes she likes to join us, sometimes she doesn't, but she's just pretty much going to stick to her regular curriculum and some of the picture books that we read every year. But this is primarily for Lydia. And even if I only use level 2 this year with Lydia, I'll hang on to level 3 and use it with Lydia in the future.
So let's take a look at level 2. I am sorry if you can hear the rain. It is really loud right now. But in level 2, there's not a ton of writing, which I know Lydia will enjoy. You know, it does ask them a few questions on their actual opinion on Valentine's Day, which I really think is neat. It has some map work in here. And what I like about this one as well is the timeline in level 2 is a cut and paste timeline. So she does not have to write it all out herself. It also gives her little templates for Valentine cards. They'll be working on writing poetry, talking about traditions. I think that this is really cute. It does have the recipe for sugar cookies in the back and just a short little answer key. So again, level 2 does not look like anything overwhelming, but now let's take a look at level 3. Now, when it comes to level 3, there is a little bit more writing that is included, but again, this is more suitable for an older student or an older child. So I could totally understand that. But they have more questions and answers that they would write out. Their timeline is actually handwritten instead of a cut and paste option. They go into a little bit more detail when it comes to the poetry aspects. And again, it talks about traditions and special days. They have their own templates for Valentine's Day cards. They have their own map. And also they have recipes in this one as well. It's the sugar cookies. And I believe they have a royal icing. Yes, a royal icing recipe as well. So that is what level 3 looks like.
So that is it for today. Let me know down below, what is your favorite Valentine's Day picture book if you have one? I am always looking to add books to my library. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye.